What's up, everyone? It's Gabbie Trades here, and welcome back to the channel. Now, markets are pulling back after a bad PPI reading that we got today. Is that the buy the dip opportunity or not just yet? We'll cover all that and much more as I get to introduce to you a very special guest today. But before we jump in, you guys, make sure you like the video, smash that like button, do it for me, and subscribe if you're new here, and also click the small bell notification just on the side of it so you always get notified when I come live here with you every Tuesday and Thursday. So let's get straight into it. I'm beyond excited, you guys, to introduce to you today a very special guest, not only a super incredible trader with like a sharp eye for the markets, but also a true globe trotter who explored more places than you probably have on your bucket list. But anyway, on top of that, she is like one of my best friends that I like to kick back and relax with. So please welcome Trade Travel Jill. Hello, Annii.
Hello, how are you? Good to be here.
Yeah, good to see you. Well, I've been meaning to have you for such a long time.
Good to see you. It's so funny when we live next door.
I know. I was like, okay, I need to nail this introduction. And then I was like, I have cat hair in my eyes. But anyways. It's like I cannot see anything. Anyway, how are you doing, Annii?
I'm good. Big pullback
good.
Happening right now.
Yeah, today's been kind of interesting, right? But it was kind of like unexpected pullback, I should say. Pretty much you predicted that this morning as well for Ethereum, right?
Yeah, this morning I said I was selling based on the price action. I didn't know that we had PPI coming up, but I didn't expect this dramatic of a pullback. But just based on price action, it looked like it was topping out. So I didn't close my position completely, just took some profit at the highest point possible.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, this morning was one of the mornings when I woke up like super early. I don't usually wake up like that early. I was up like 7:30 in the morning or whatever.
You know what?
Exactly.
I really think that like my body clock is just, it's synced to price action. And
yeah, exactly.
I think you're the same. Something told me like, wake up because something's happening, and then bang, it happened.
Exactly. So basically, like, yeah, I was up for like obviously 12 o'clock day open for New York or Asia, whatever. So I was like, let me look at price action. As soon as the 12 o'clock candle on the 1 hour closed, I was like, okay, this is a clear short over here. I was half asleep. So I had a Bitcoin short and an ETH short at like literally 12:15 or something EST. And then I was so asleep. So I closed the Bitcoin short, and then I had only the Ethereum left. So still good. Like I'm holding it for now, but it's looking quite nice for a pullback today. I think it was due if you look at price action, but also it was kind of interesting because we can see everything on the chart, right? But then the news are doing that.
For sure. Like the news can always disrupt whatever price action you're seeing. And yeah, but one thing that was interesting was, what did we have earlier this week? Was it CPI?
We had CPI, CPI.
And one like kind of fairly common tradition, I guess you can say lately, is that if CPI moves price to the upside and PPI is following it, like in a few days later, PPI will reverse. And so we saw that exactly today.
Yeah, that tends to happen. Like, but what's more normally than not is that PPI would usually follow the CPI results in a way to some extent, right? But today there was a huge discrepancy in the numbers. So that was quite interesting to see. Obviously, PPI measures a completely different thing, but it's still kind of interesting. And the CPI report as well, we were looking with the community. I also showed it here on Coin Bureau Trading channel. We're looking at the CPI reports directly from the website. And then you can see that once again, we had the good results due to like low energy prices once again, which was quite interesting because crude oil was not particularly that low last month for July.
Yeah, I don't know an oil myself, but yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting how these things happen at the exact timing that the price action is telling you it's going to happen.
Yeah, Exactly. Like, you don't really need to be a genius about it. You just need to understand price action really well, and everything becomes
Exactly.
fairly predictable.
Yeah, yeah. And then, if you concentrate only on the fundamentals, it's something always is
Yeah,
going to not add up.
yeah,
Like it's just so strange.
yeah.
But anyway, who is going to share the chart first, you or me? But by the way, before we share charts, you guys, because Trade Travel Chill Annie is going to show you all her tricks today.
Am
I
I?
for free. Yes. And me as well. No, I'm kidding. No, we're not showing any tricks, you guys. You have to save that for where. You have to drop in the description box right now where you can follow directly Trade Travel Chill's main YouTube channel. And you can also follow my main YouTube channel. I'm going to show you how to do that if you don't know how to use your computer in front of you right now, but I trust you can. Um, anyway, let's kick it on, Annie. Should I add your chart here?
You want to share mine, or you want to do yours first?
I can do more. I can do mine. No problem.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Cool. So basically over here, Annie, I know you have the indicators. I don't know if you managed to utilize them until this point. But anyway, so what I was looking at this morning, this was pretty much this little line over here. That was 12 o'clock. So soon as price, reached to that level, I was like, okay, this is pretty much a short level over here. When you see this marking leg one, so I'm actually measuring that standard deviation extension all the way back from like 50K. I don't want to go back on the charts right now, but regardless, that was the first pullback over here that we got. And over here, of course, predicted the range. It was very clear after all the extension that this is what we're going to get over here. And then now, finally, with the new month. So the way, Annie, by the way, I know we're friends, but we don't talk about charts that much, which is crazy.
I know. It's crazy.
Anyway, so the way I look at the months, right? So I like to start counting the months from like the second week, right? So I don't really factor in the first week. So when I look at here, the beginning for the month for me is going to be at the Monday, 11th of August, to be more precise. So over here with that extension, I was expecting some sort of reversal. So for me, when the month starts, it tends to be either a continuation move or a reversal move. So over here, we had a little bit of a reversal in an area which is an equilibrium of sort of a price leg that I had over here, which is now extended. But anyway, so with that, we saw that we were bullish and we reached new all-time highs, which was great, but now price was way overextended, right? For the week, for this specific weekly a price action, in my opinion. So that's why I was expecting for some sort of a pullback. And usually, to be honest with you, the pullback down here is actually going to be in a very good buy zone area for me. So this is what I'm looking at right now, not only for Ethereum, but also Bitcoin and Solana and most of the alts. I go out there and just check if everything is aligned, if everything is in a buy zone, and then I wait for further confirmation. So that's what pretty much I'm doing right now. I'm waiting down here to see if I'm going to get any confirmations to go long.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah. So what do you think? Does that align sort of like with what you're seeing?
Yeah, so I have different reasons for that peak formation high, but it ended up being the same anyway, like the same TA, which is kind of cool how that works out, like when you have legit TA, it's the levels are the levels, and how you end up getting the trade that's dependent on your trading rules. But we're both very aligned on the range, so yeah, this red area that I've marked out, there was a lot of liquidity up there. And I was talking about this a fair bit on my channel. And this is exactly where we spiked into today. And actually on a lower time frame, you can see this was a perfect manipulation. This is kind of like a day trading strategy. But this kind of shaded area right here, this is the dead gap zone. And so when the dead gap zone runs a trend, so in this case, it ran it to the upside, Asia will more often than not reverse it back down. And that's what we saw happen today, right? And right on the start of Asia here, this was the exact reversal candle formation that was that basically was a typical sign of a fake move to the upside, just to wipe out some liquidity. And so when price fails to return there, oops, my computer screen keeps turning itself off. But yeah, when price fails to, I don't know, man, this technology.
Mercury retrograde is finished.
No,
Now blame
it's
it on
meant to
something else.
be.
I don't know.
I think I think it's delayed in this house. But yeah, anyway, so when it returns there and it can't get back to like the halfway point of this candle, that's when you expect that it's going to reverse. So this is well and truly prior to PPI or anything that we got this very
Exactly. Yeah.
typical reversal. You know, we didn't need the news to know that that was going to happen today. And so the thing, however, though, is this also falls in line with today being Thursday, which in my trading strategy, Thursday is midweek reversal day, meaning whatever the short-term trend was at the start of the week, Thursday tends to reverse it. So that doesn't always happen, but in this case, this week, it did happen. So
yeah,
what that should mean, though, is that it then leads to, so if I go back to my 1 hour time frame, you can see here that all price action that we do, we count in levels of 3, right? And then on Mondays, we expect a false move. I know you don't trade Mondays because of the false move, which is an intelligent thing to do, but our tribe try to catch it. And then we had, this start of the week trend to the upside, and now what we're seeing is a reversal. So as far as buying, if this plays out fully, I think that there should be more downside to come. If I'm looking at the 15-minute time frame, as I said, things drop in threes, right? So this would be the first drop through here, and what happened just now is the second. So the second doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to go lower. Like, for example, let me just draw this out. Like we could have a retracement, and then this is another drop, and it's essentially a double bottom. So yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean a hell of a lot lower than where price is now. But one thing I am aware of is a lot of people are talking about the CME gap. So it's, that's not far, like that's really not far from where price is now. So when I count this and I think there should be one more drop, then maybe that one more drop will close the gap and then we move up from there. But that may not be a today thing, it might take into tomorrow even.
Exactly. Probably like maybe up until the rest of the week, because this could essentially, the way I was seeing it right now, so the price action, it dropped to levels of interest and the CME gap is partially filled. It was partially filled already. So now it's a little bit more filled. Okay. But the thing is, from now, usually with moves like that, and as price being sensitive the way it's sensitive, what I'm usually expecting is for price to start ranging. So that would actually match with what you're saying right now, because it is possible that we get the range and then we get a final liquidation, which is going to be my further confirmation. Okay, that's it. I need to go long.
Yep, 100% agree. Especially when the move is fast on a news event, you got to think of market psychology, and people are going to be in panic mode now, and they're going to be wanting to exit positions. So, we had this fast week up, but what's important is the follow through after a week like that. And look at the follow through. It's reclaiming all of that week, right? So the liquidity is not left behind because we're returning to it, which means that there is a good chance that there is a little bit more down to go before it's a buy the dip moment for me.
Exactly, 100%. Where for that, we do have confirmations, right? So that's why we do need to wait for confirmations. But like, interestingly enough, this morning, for example, like I have a couple of multiple confirmations that I look out for a trade. But sometimes, like when you're an experienced trader like yourself, Annii, and me in that case, do you have the same thing that I do? Like sometimes you just get like, okay, this is it. This is what's happening. I don't even need to check all the confirmations. I just need to enter this trade right now. It's a lot of it is discretionary as well, isn't it?
Yes. The ones that turn out to be V bottoms, they're the ones where, you just, it's just spiked really fast into a zone that you've been watching for a really long time. They're the ones you just have to act on. Otherwise, when you see this, like this had a potential to be a V bottom, but like I said, the follow through is still coming down. So that is not a, rush into a trade type of price action.
Exactly, 100%. And talking about discretionary and catching bottoms, I do remember, do you guys know, by the way, Annie was one of the people, besides me, obviously, catching the bottom on Bitcoin at like, what were we, 76, 72K? I even
Yeah.
forgot, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So Annie was, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it went to 76 or 75, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. So Annie was probably the only person out of everyone who was freaking out, who said, okay, this is it, you guys, now or never. Right. Same thing with me, because that was the moment, right? Let me see if I can actually open the chart over here and show you real quick, even though you're probably going to be like, this chart is way too busy for me, but let's go on a daily over here, whatever. So that's 100K. Whoa, we've been long way. So yeah, basically, this is what happens over here. Weekly is probably what we need to see. Do we need to see weekly? Ideally, no, daily is better. So for me, it was pretty much, this was the moment where we start the quarter, the following quarter, right? So the way price action was playing for me with the beginning of the following quarter, which was in April, which for me is always the second week of April, right? Which is here. Price needed to reverse, right? So that's for me. I also count the beginning of the year for my trading in a little bit before that, right? So for me, I got the confirmation with the true year open down here. So when price trades below that, I know that this is a manipulation and it's going to be, the time to reverse this trend, especially, with the new quarter, with the new month starting, and etc. in the next week. So that's how pretty much. I called this move, but everyone has their own ways of looking at the charts. And I want to say that Annie has developed an amazing course, by the way, you guys. I don't know if you can share, Annie, here, if you have it.
Yeah, I have which course are you talking about? This the TTC course?
Yes, because she's done so many courses, she doesn't even remember anymore which one. And I'm struggling here to make one course for like 6 months. And she, you know what Annie said?
I told you. Yeah, go tell them.
Annii, I said, Annii, I'm sorry, I cannot finish this course in time. People will hate me. And she said, Gabbie, finish the course and I'll take you to a spa.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's good enough for me.
Not just Annii spa, Atlantis, the royal spa. Like
that is true. That is true.
That's got to be
Atlantis. I told you when my friends came back from when my friends came to visit from Miami and they went to that spa. Like we went for dinner, like at the Atlantis, and then they just spent like 1 hour talking about the spa, and I was like, I actually have to go. It just sounded absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I have to go too. But I can't go until you finish your course. So
that's true. That's true. Well, I've given myself till the end of the month, so I have 2 more weeks. Go on, tell us.
So this is basically, we run everything as a membership system. So we don't sell courses individually, but everything is included within the membership. And so we have multiple courses, the main one being the TBD system that I cover on my channel a lot, what I just showed you guys as well.
Yeah.
And there's two memberships to choose from, but they give you access to all of our courses. My team do market updates for every session open, and they do that live on Zoom and also written updates. So you get that, and depending on the membership level that you choose, you also get the access to watch these things live and have your questions answered by my team. So yeah, that's basically what we do over, and my indicators and stuff are all included in the membership too.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. See, that's the thing I'm not going to do. My indicators are not going to be included in my in my mentorship. But yeah, obviously Annii has a team of I don't know how many people at the back end.
Yeah, lots of people behind the scenes.
Yeah, of course. It takes a lot of hard work. And the amounts of work you've put into this, I don't even know if I'm going to get close to that. But yeah, you guys definitely go and check out Annie's main channel. Like I said to you, let me just share my screen real quick over here. If I can actually do that. Hold on, I might need to stop and restart one more time. See, this is the thing. We have to use so many different
I
Um,
hate being like the creator behind the scenes, getting the sound right, the video right, the lighting.
it
It's
is what it is.
stressful.
Listen, you guys, you definitely, what you need to do is you need to come below this video down here, click more in the description box, and that's where you can find Annie's main YouTube channel, her Twitter, Instagram, all of her socials, and my socials as well. You can find my main YouTube channel where I go live every day, as well as, all the trading indicators and the course waitlist, my course, if I get it done, please God. Also, Coin Bureau has been very kind to organize a lot of deals for you guys, right? You can get sign-up bonuses on CoinCatch. You can get up to $150 in sign-up bonuses, which is pretty awesome. I don't think anyone else does that besides Annii. So yeah, here we have, 2bit, CoinCatch, and Bybit. If you're not registered already with Bybit, which I doubt, but anyways, this is what we have here for you set up, you guys. So getting that quickly out of the way. So Annii, tell me, everyone wants to ask you this question right now. What is your Bitcoin? Yes, but please make sure you have your crystal ball nearby. What is your price prediction for Bitcoin this cycle?
I don't really like to do price predictions because I've seen it in too many cycles that people hang on to a price, and you know as well as I do that it's not about the price, it's about the timing, and whatever the price is around
Correct.
that timing is what it is, right? So really all I do is monitor the highest levels of liquidity, and as long as the price action on a macro level is still bullish, then all I'm really waiting for is price to knock out upside liquidity. So I have two ranges now that take us up to about 130K. Now, actually, no, sorry, I have one more that takes us up to 142. So do I think that's the top? It might end up, it really depends on how long it takes to get there. But, I always say if you've been in Bitcoin since it was, under 20K, taking profit at every new local high above 100K is like, you can't go wrong doing that. Who cares how much further it
Correct.
goes,
Yeah,
What
correct.
we don't know
Because
right now is like whether we have an extended cycle or not, because everybody's talking about that. So
But
all we
the
can do is
question is,
monitor liquidity.
what does an extended cycle means,
I
right?
know.
What does an extended cycle means? Because
It means hopes and
yeah,
wishes.
yeah.
It
I
means
mean,
what it means is people haven't made enough money and they don't want it to end. That's what it means.
yeah, I think that's exactly what it means. And I tend to say to people, right, this is what I see on the chart. And a lot of charts, especially with the altcoins, have created lower lows to the extent to which I don't know if we're going to get the returns that we were hoping for anymore. Like it's just, it doesn't make sense technically, right? But there are charts that look very, very good. So, yeah, and they have potential. So the thing is for me, I also just same as you, all I can do is I can look at the technicals and I can predict, let's say, the standard deviation away from, I don't know, from 50K, from 76K. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
And when I do that, I get conservative targets and I get overextended targets as well. So yeah, 150 possible. Like we can talk about it and speculate until tomorrow, but it's not going to help anyone. What's going to help anyone is actually getting on the courses to learn. And it's not because we want to come out here and sell you all these courses. It's because you would never understand exactly what we do. And if you like to see what we do and how we catch all the moves, you have to learn to read the charts the way we do, basically. So what else did I want to say? Yeah, so I personally think that I don't know what an extended cycle is, Annii, but I think that looking at the chart again, technically, that's purely technically, I think that we're gonna have an extension up until like end of the year, coming into January, February max next year, right? Like max. I'll be out by February, that's for sure.
Yeah. Look, I don't know about sorry, I don't know about the timing. What I think people define as extended is that the 4-year cycle timing wise is due to end around October this year. And so I think people who are talking about extended cycles believe that if we go any longer than that, then it's an extended cycle. One thing I do think will happen, whether we have an extended cycle or not, I think we will have a short bear market. So whenever the top comes in, right? Like because every recession is shorter and shorter, right? And so if a bear market is caused as a result of an official recession, then it probably won't last that long, right?
I mean, you also have Trump. Don't forget about him.
Yeah,
I don't know how we haven't mentioned him yet.
Yeah, I know it's a dirty word sometimes, but yeah, he's not going to let it go on for too long. But I think that if that's the case, I was saying this a lot. You've probably heard this for sure. You know that Raoul Pal started. He coined this term for this cycle, saying "Don't f this up," and then everybody sort of ran with it, saying "Don't f this up," as in don't mess up this cycle. I don't think this is the cycle you don't want to mess up. I think next cycle is, and so what I mean,
probably.
Yeah, because when you understand how all laws are changing and all that sort of stuff, these things take time. They're not going to happen. If we're in the late stages of the cycle now, we're probably not going to have everything that we want to come in to give us this epic alt season bull run. It's not going to happen in the amount of time that we have left. So really, I think that the biggest opportunity is actually going to be the next cycle. We may have a short bear market, but we may have a very brutal bear market. And that's going to be an amazing opportunity, And so my biggest thing to everyone is like, wherever the top is shouldn't be your main concern right now. Your main concern should be that when that top is in, that you get the most epic short position of all time, number one, but also
for sure,
you start looking out for the cycle bottom, because the real wealth is made when everyone leaves, like we have this bull market that hurts people, time after time. People that don't learn how to trade futures and they don't learn how to short the market, they can't make money when the price is going down. But if you learn how to short the market, you can make money either way. And therefore, you don't have a time limit. People who only buy spot, for example, and they want to buy low and sell high, they get 1 year basically every 4 years. But when you know how to make money both ways, then it's really irrelevant. You don't have an expiry date, because you can make money when the bear market does come in. But the most important thing is going to be that, 1 year of accumulation, which, like I said, if we have a short bear market, it's not going to be a whole year. But that 1 year of accumulation is where the life-changing money is. Like anybody who was still around paying attention when Bitcoin was $15,600 to 20K, they don't regret that they stuck around today. Do you know what I mean? And that's all it takes.
Exactly.
Those big scary opportunities. FTX was a horribly scary opportunity to buy. COVID was a horribly scary opportunity to buy. Whoever did it doesn't regret it. So they're the biggest opportunities. And I think if you're just here for the bull market to make short-term money, then you don't get it, because the money comes when you stick around when everybody else leaves.
Correct. You guys, that was really strong. Actually, I can't agree more. Make sure to like the video, because Annii is giving us some super huge wisdom here on crypto. And pretty much it gives you a view on the bull run, because everyone is just asking, when is it going to be over? What are we going to do after? I'm like starting to think, okay, what should I do with all these people after? The huge community that we have, then, what am I supposed to do with you guys? But the thing is, for me, I completely agree. And also, interestingly enough, I also agree that we're going to have a short-term bear market next year. I even have sort of an idea to where I wanted to see it extend, which is probably going to be through the autumn next year. I think it's going to be an opportunity for me. So I'm pretty much excited for the entirety of 2020, 2026. I'm excited because I want to short everything, right? And then I want to get back in. Totally. And I want to get back in at the bottom of it, where nobody is going to have the guts to do it. So that's why, you guys, you need to stick around. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here, because I'll make sure that I'm live with you every Tuesday and Thursday. And again, if you haven't checked the description box below this video, make sure you do it, because that's where you can find Annie's main YouTube channel together with my main YouTube channel, where we go live. We give alpha for free to everyone, you guys. All right, that was my ad time here. But anyway, we do have a lot of people. I haven't checked how many likes we have, but we do have over 200 people here watching us, which is kind of, a big number. For a live with me, at least. I don't know. I'm still new over here at the Coin Bureau trading channel. But anyway, so you are short Ethereum right now. You're still holding your short. That's one thing.
No, I didn't actually short it. I didn't short it. I just took profits on my long, because when prices like this, I don't like to play both sides of the market. I like to keep my concentration levels like really sharp to get that epic bottom to, like, you know, either add to a position. At the end of the day, we're in a high time frame bull market, so buying the dips is not going to be a mistake. So yeah, I haven't actually shorted anything. I just took some profit so I can add it back in when I feel like this is over.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. That's also one strategy you can use. For me, I like try to get in and out at any opportunity I get. You know, especially if we get a dip like at an extended market like this, like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be shorting and I want to be long if I have the time to do it, because it's not so easy to content create and trade at the same time. A lot of people don't understand that, but
yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, it is. Well, Annii, I think it was an absolute pleasure to have you with us.
Yes.
Let's do this one more time. We didn't go through anything else, but I feel like we already gave a lot of alpha, and I want to leave the people wanting more. So yeah. So then we're gonna leave that for the next live stream that Annii and I are gonna do at some point. Annii, now commit to it, please.
I know now I have to come back now. Of course, I'll come back anytime.
Lovely. Thank you so much again for being here. We really appreciate your alpha. See you.
Bye-bye.
In the neighborhood. Bye. Oh, you guys. Well, that is it. You see, this is what happens. There is not only male traders out there that can give an absolute crazy alpha, but we also have female traders such as myself and Trade Travel Chill that are here for you guys to give you price analysis every single day. And I really appreciate you for being here today. Thank you so much for liking this video. And I can't wait to see you next Tuesday live. And if you want to see me Monday, go follow my main YouTube channel under the description box. Thank you so much for being here once more, you guys. Have a good